Howdy y'all, Dean Still here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead and music news, reporting on Shakedown stream. Haven't been here in a couple of weeks. I missed a few of these, running reviews on these, just doing other things. I was at the beach with the family for a little bit, and we had some other things going on. So anyway, just didn't take the time to do these, so it's good to be back. We had 87, a show from 87, Garcia's Renaissance, comes out of the coma in 86, 87, you knew things were going to get really good again, just a great year all the way through. 87, Garcia, he's as close to the Santa Claus look as he's ever been. That is the year with a Santa Claus. 86 was almost a year without a Santa Claus. 87 was the year with Santa Claus. That was just a great year all the way through. Great year for dues. You want to hear a good do, pick one from 87. Chances are it's going to be very good. Just absolutely love that time for the band and for Garcia. We were rejoicing in the fact he was back and healthy again. And then we got RFK, The View from the Vault. We've had that one for a while. It's a great night. I was indeed present for that one. Funny is, I'm like, why? Like the summer shows, it's funny how most of the ones that have been picked seem to have some weather challenges. Anyway, this one, we were going to have one. One thing I liked about the pick was that it's a show I don't listen to much, and so it was kind of fresh to hear it. And you get the thing started. Hornsby's up there. He's up there, and unbeknownst to us at the time, that was a space that was going to become much more significant to him in a short period of time. He was going to spend a lot more time there on that stage. Weird when you're watching these thinking, this was like the final month of Brent's life, and it's just crazy to think. There's a lot of times that with Garcia, so we saw it was pretty apparent that things were not heading in a very good direction. Brent just seemed like he didn't really seem to have many of those signs or symptoms from a perspective of watching him on stage that, you know, would lead you to believe we'd lose him anytime soon. He just seemed like he was strong. Hard to believe a few weeks later he'd leave us. Anyway, having a ball watching the show. Hornsby's up there. Jack Straw gets underway. Everybody's having a blast as soon as this thing starts. You got during Jack Straw, Philly using his whole hand just to turn fucking knobs up. He's just turning knobs up. All the knobs he's got, and they just turn them up. And that's just fine with me, Phil. You keep turning shit up. So love to see that. Loser, the sound seemed to come alive. Seemed like they had some problems ironing out the sound. Somewhere in the middle of Loser, it seems like it started kicking up. And it kicked up just in time for We Can Run. Seemed like the sound was locked in by the time they got there. Phil looks like he borrowed some shorts from my grandfather Gaetano. He looks like he got my grandpa's shorts on. Really, his legs are brought to you by Elmer's glue. I mean, they make milk look tan. So that's okay. He got his kid on his shirt, and that's beautiful. We all know about that. We get to We Can Run. Brent, he botches the middle of it. Seemed like he might have tried a little too hard to make up for it at the end, and I'm not sure any of it ever worked out. So we got raindrops at this point. We've got raindrops. Me and my uncle, we're starting to cover shit with plastic. The guys are out covering shit with plastic. The weather report's in. We got a cell heading in our direction, and they're covering shit with plastic. They show Weir's hair. It's starting to grow and come out of its bobby pins. He looks like one of those little guys, those little creatures you had on the end of your pencil when you were a kid. And you do one of these and the hair do its thing. As Weir was kind of looking, it was funny. The first set was a story of Weir's hair. It was hilarious. But if this keeps up by the end of the show, he's going to look like Cyndi Lauper in the Girls Just Want to Have Fun video. Just cracked me up every time they went back to Weir, and his hair was doing more funky things. They're playing like they're trying to beat the forecast at this point. Big River's up. I like that one after me and my uncle. Brent killing it on the solo to that. He made up for any of the botched time he spent in We Can Run, and killed that one. It's a Friend of the Devil. He back with the squeeze box. We got Hornsby. That's always nice. It's a masterpiece. Starts, and here we go. Weir's hair taking on a life of its own. At this point, the hair is dancing in clusters of strands, all independent of each other. At this point, we have Medusa Weir is up there, and it's hilarious. This is fun and a good time. The masterpiece is great. You got Garcia and Hornsby sharing a mic for the vocals on that, for the chorus and the harmonies on that. This is just great stuff. This is a good time. We get the bird song next. Garcia is just the mother load and mission mode at this point. He got the full tint on, so all 7,000 people in the front there think he's looking right at him. And you've heard the story, and in some ways he was looking right at everybody, I guess. So tinted out, just looking like a bad motherfucker, and he is. And so the bird song, though, this is like they're playing it like they're double parked. Apparently the weather report's not good, and they're trying to get this thing in. During that, Hornsby's jamming. He's looking like the elf that wanted to be a dentist, grew up and became a musician. But killing it. He made the right choice. There's no doubt about that. He's up there killing it. 90, Garcia's got a great haircut in 90. I think I've mentioned it before. I don't know who cut his hair. It seems like he got an expensive haircut. This one didn't seem like it came from Supercuts or Parrish, or maybe Parrish just got good at cutting hair after 20-something years. I don't know if Parrish really cut anybody's hair, but he can do anything, so I wouldn't doubt it. So, they're looking like they're trying to beat the radar here. Weather is obviously coming in, and they're trying to beat the weather. They get Promised Land, and they're not going to beat the weather. Here comes the rain, and you get everything just stops. This is the pressure drop, like the benefit for the Sufis. San Francisco, back in the day, it's just pressure drop. Everything stops. All of a sudden, there's silence. It's funny, you tend to remember a show like this, and that was one of those moments that I can remember. Didn't remember much about the show other than the fact that everything stopped in the middle of Promised Land. Promised Land was moving, then it all just stopped. And you tend to remember things like that. All of a sudden, they try to pick up where they left off, and when they do, it looks like somebody came in and perfectly coiffed Weir's hair. Now, this Medusa now has what appears to be the perfect foundation for what ultimately could be an incredible beehive look. I mean, it's coiffed. I don't know when that happened. I didn't see it, but all of a sudden, he's got a perfect mane of hair. This is funny. This first set was the story of Weir's mane, and I thought it was hilarious. So there you go. There's your first set. So we get the second set started. We get Iko, Garcia, Hornsby, and Brent. That side of the stage, they're having a blast. They're having fun over there. As Garcia, when he's talking about, hey now, he's serious. He's singing that one like he means business. And indeed they did. Everybody's having a great time up there. Garcia going MIDI during solo. Never was a huge fan of the MIDI, but I think it was fun in songs like Iko and stuff like that. Phil's blowing shit up. I mean, he's killing it up there all night long. You know, we all love Phil, and he was chopping it up all night long. So you look at Mickey. Mickey's up there. He's wearing bicycle pants. I don't know if that's the best choice. Like, for me, you ever have friends or people you know that they get into riding their bike, and the next thing you know, they got like the whole bicycle rider's outfit. And to me, unless you're in the Tour de France, you don't belong in that fucking outfit. Most people have no business in that bicycle rider's outfit. So listen, unless you're an Olympian, I'm not sure about the bicycle riding outfit. Anyway, another thing that just doesn't matter. After that, we get playing. Uncle John's playing. This is good stuff. Throughout, like I said, it seemed like the playing was going to be abbreviated when they went right to the Uncle John's. Uncle John's, Garcia, all business. Chin pinned to his chest. He's all business right there. Got the specs on. You can see some more eyes from him now. I appreciate that. We're not so tinted out, and we could kind of really read the emotion. So not that you can't. It's as Garcia's forehead's like an emotional thermometer. You just watch that, and you could tell exactly how he's feeling and what he's feeling. I don't know of anybody that sings with the kind of emotion Garcia does. He can sing about absolutely nothing, and he looks like he's singing to a newborn baby. So he's got that kind of emotion in everything he sings, and it was no different watching through this last night. And the return to the playing got gooey. That jam was great. It was fun listening to that. It's a very Kreutzmann-centric drums, the beginning of drums there. Billy on the kit just beating it up something fierce. That's a great time. He's flinching away. He's making believe like he's going to hit shit and changing his mind. That's the way Kreutzmann went about his business. I love to see that. Space. We get space. We got some fucking migrant workers on the video. We got some Egyptian scenes. I don't know what the hell was going on through there. I was trying to figure it out, but finally I just let it go. As that thing gets moving along a little bit, Phil drops the bombs that lead to the other one, and that's just furious. The emotional war of the other one is underway. A great time through that. Stella up next, and Stella's beautiful. When you watch this and you see Garcia, you realize it's just a master, and nothing's come close. Since Garcia's been gone. Just beautiful Stella. That first solo, the brightness of that solo kind of juxtaposed against the heavy darkness of the song and the timbre of the song, kind of up against the brightness of that first solo. Those are the kind of things that just, it's wild how it just kind of, the emotional, it spreads you out emotionally. It was one of those things that truly opens you up and just spreads you out emotionally. That was just beautiful. I absolutely loved it. Every effort to get that song right since Garcia comes up short for me, but there's only one. We all know that. It's Not Fade Away to close the show. And this is a good one. They own Not Fade Away. It's at some point, it's in the jams, there's a skull in an asteroid field. This is getting fun. This is good. When the skull popped up in that field of asteroids, I don't know, that just made me extra happy, and I appreciated that. Broke down your encore. It's Garcia on Broke Down one of those deals, sit up here in the room, and that one can just really emotionally just gets me very deeply. It's just a great time. A good night in July in 1990. I'm so happy to be having a new video. Thanks to the folks in Grateful Dead world, the folks that run shit, for giving us. It only took a fucking pandemic to get us some video. So it's funny. The greatest thing for me personally that's come out of this pandemic is new Grateful Dead video. Being able to watch Garcia up there doing his thing just brings new life to all these shows and all these songs. And this is something about being able to see it like that. Only took a global fucking pandemic to get him to get us some video. I'm grateful for that. They're busy getting shit done now. We got Nike sneakers. We got fucking Grateful Dead deodorant. The Grateful Dead deodorant, that's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm not. That's like fucking toothpaste for rednecks. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, they're doing it. Business is good in Grateful Dead land. I thank them abundantly for a new video. This has been great. The pre-show was great. John, great listening to him talk about the music. He's got an extremely high musical IQ, extremely intelligent cat in general. It's very easy to see. Listening to him is very interesting, how he's able to dissect the music of the Grateful Dead and the experience. Just a great night for me overall. Great way to spend a Friday. Grateful we got a new video coming at us. This was a blast. And so, hey, maybe we'll catch you again next week. And in the meantime, love you, stay safe, love you long time.